The mother of a 16-year-old Mayday High School student who was shot and injured on March 30 in his Manchester community, is this evening appealing for help to transfer her son overseas for medical treatment. The mother of three says the cost to airlift him alone is between $45,000 and $50,000, a sum they've been struggling to raise as hope fades daily. Now, Kadeen Blair spoke to CVM Live on Saturday following a visit to her son at the Kingston Public Hospital. Nico Lewis reports.
Nishan Blair turned 16 on March 30, the same day he endured the near-fatal ordeal brought on by criminals attempting to kill a man at a nearby shop in Manchester. In the aftermath, following several shots, the intended target escaped without injuries, but the innocent teen took a bullet to his back.
The spine got damaged, the bullet is still there in the throat, between the throat and the spine. At this time, we are seeking some assistance for him to go overseas so they can remove the bullet and for him to be able to walk again. So I'm pleading out there to the citizens for help. I'm calling on the government. I'm calling on citizens, the business owners, each and every one out there. I'm calling on you guys to help my son to go overseas so he can walk and achieve his goal.
She's urging continued prayer and support.
He is paralyzed from the upper part, go straight down, cannot do nothing. So anything you need, you have to call assistance to help him. And this time I want to say thanks to the doctors and the nurse that are working with my son on the ward. I want to say thank you all, even to the warder them and the porter them. Everyone is there supporting my son. I really appreciate it. God bless you.
The mother of three says Nishan's siblings cry for him daily, and he himself has been losing faith. Their hope now lies in overseas treatment, which comes at a high price.
They said there is a little bit they can be done, but it's not over out here. It's overseas. They have to go to get the bullet out and to able to walk.
Welcome to GangMembers, the entertainment hub for news, views, reviews, and gossip. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and turn on your notification bell.
A year-long probe into the Kings Valley gang operation has finally resulted in police gathering concrete evidence to arrest members of the notorious Westmoreland gang. July of last year, the alleged gang members were found not guilty after Chief Justice Brian Skies ruled that the prosecutors did not provide enough evidence to convict them. However, DCP Fitzbailey says with the seizure of 3 cell phones last year by the Department of Corrections, which were later handed over to the Counterterrorism and Organised Crime Investigations Branch, CTOC, and the Anti-Gang Investigation, the police are now confident they have a strong case against the members.
A lot of the crimes were actually narrated through voice note and other messages on the phone. And as narrated, we did our investigation, identified the crime, the suspects who were killed or shot as per narrated on the device.
The gang is alleged to be involved in carrying out murder, extortion, larceny of motor vehicle, among the long list of offences. These crimes were allegedly committed on the instruction of the leader Derville Williams, who was remanded in custody in relation to charges of proposing to murder and conspiracy to murder.
One business was ordered temporarily closed by the court to facilitate investigation due to the company's involvement with stolen motor vehicles. 5 motor vehicles were seized from this particular business, which were stolen during incidents of murder, shooting, or robberies. Big Yard Auto Parts and its owner, Ted Robinson, was charged with 5 counts of unlawful possession of property and receiving stolen property.
After the May 6 joint operation, 7 persons were arrested. 4 were charged with being part of the criminal organization. 3 others are awaiting charges, 2 of which remain in custody. DCP Bailey says all arrests were made without any violent confrontation. He says he's impressed by the professional and hard-working natures of the members of the force.
Whether you're a pastor, a politician, a police, or a businessman, if you are involved, we
currently the beaches are closed under the Disaster Risk Management Act. And so we are advising them to desist from the practice in coming to the beaches. Because whereas you come to the beaches, we will enforce the regulation. 22 persons have been prosecuted. Number of persons who were taken up have been warned. And we are currently still looking at the numbers across the division.
I cannot see, for whatever reasons, that the people will not adhere to simple rules that is laid out for a period so as not to use these beaches. So it's unfortunate what takes place on the beach, that people are losing lives. And as a municipality, we are trying our best. And I really want to commend the police because they themselves are trying their best. And very often the police are abused and the municipalities are abused.
4 children are now motherless after 43-year-old Margarita Carter drowned on Sunday afternoon at the Fisherman's Beach in Discovery Bay, St. Anne. Carter of Lincoln Road, Brownstown, carried her family to the beach after a long night to finally relax. After eating, she decided to go for a swim. She returned, telling her sister that the water felt heavy.
She's saying the water feels heavy because there's a pregnant woman at the beach. So she thinks the sea is rough, so it feels heavy.
Her children and sister discouraged her from going out for a second time. However, she took one final dip. After watching her sister floating for a while, she called for help to retrieve her from the waters, only to realize she was unconscious and frothing. A nursing student who was on the scene administered CPR and recalls what occurred.
Finally, we were able to get her breathing and have a slight pulse. And her eyes open and she was vomiting, and we were able to get her on her side. And then the police arrived and he told her to take them out. He told them to take her out to the car. And it was obvious that the officer didn't know what he was doing.
Today, the family is questioning the police who were present on the scene, as they allege the police were neither knowledgeable of administering CPR nor were they sensitive towards the situation.
Because the only thing the man had said, which was absolutely stupid, was that he was going to arrest us because of curfew.
However, police say Carter was already dead when they arrived and her body was covered with a blanket before being professionally assessed. Superintendent Dwight Powell says her death is most unfortunate.
When you breach a regulation, when there is absolutely nothing in place for you, it is saying a lot.
The pandemic has triggered an unprecedented demand for digital connectivity. This as most schools remain closed and students are forced to stay home, learning remotely. But there are still existing challenges being faced right across the board. Parents in Rockfort, East Kingston say daily classes are disrupted due to slow or no internet access. An ongoing issue, they say, for the past 6 months.
So when you go and a new topic is taught, the child will miss all of that, especially if the child is slow, right? And we, the parents, sometimes does not know the work. So it's very hard for we to recap them.
It now work out for it because we have Wi-Fi each day for even 3 hours and that's it. And it'll be a problem over 6 months now.
The parents are contesting that they still have to pay for services that they are not adequately receiving. Moreover, they say there is no warning or notification made by the telecommunications provider.
Tell us that we can buy a data for that day, right? Because we can't have the internet at home and still buying data. It doesn't make any sense.
Paying the Wi-Fi bill and the only time Flo can call is when it's near to due date. Remember your bill is due on this date, and they can't even call and say we're having some problem in the community for 2 days, so we can notify the school or something. They're not saying that, and the kids are getting in trouble because of that.
The workforce has also been impacted.
I get a lot of call center works that I could have been doing, and it's a go every day, so me I get the work for them. I put on service, the service now work, I call floor, and then I put me on hold. I did it for the whole day wait for somebody for assist me, nobody not assist me. I call them come up here, them look on the box and tell me so them don't know what is the problem.
Welcome to GangMembers, the entertainment hub for news, views, reviews, and gossip. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and turn on your notification bell.